Hello everyone, welcome to our first patch overview on the ABC Gameplay channel. We're going to be going over the most recent Arena Battle Champions patch and give it y'all our thoughts and just general opinions on the meta or what this patch will change. So with us today we have me, I'm NKL or Nick. I'm joined by Paula Azukita and Automaton or Tim.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, and we'll just be going line by line over the patch and give our thoughts. So the first change here is they upgraded some of the maps. Flicker Bloom, Cradle, Scorching Garden, Shattered Steps, and the tutorial all had their visuals upgraded. Have you guys had a chance to play in those maps yet?
We did. I really like the visual upgrade. It looks really nice. Like the bushes now look, I don't know, they look really cool.
They look
Um,
smooth.
yes, exactly. Yes, thank you. That was the word that I was
Yeah.
looking for. They look really smooth. Um, I like how before it looked like lava all over, but it was like a really weird, not very good looking lava. But now it looks like really cool lava.
Yeah,
No?
and this is the first
No,
like
I agree.
the bushes didn't used to move when you were like standing in them now, right? But now when you move around in the bush, you can see like the grass kind of follow you around and stuff. But
Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
it looks really great.
It looks more 3D, right?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Like
That
that
that was
3D
the other
aspect to it.
thing. Yeah. And also with the prior visuals that they had, the bushes were like a totally different color that didn't really match like all the aesthetics of the map. But now I feel like like they totally changed the color. They totally changed like um even the type of bush that it used to be. So now it really matches all the map. And I mean I've just seen Flicker Bloom Cradle right now. Um, but I'm really liking how it looks. I haven't tried any of the other maps because so far, at the time they have not refreshed or gone through those. But I don't know. I like it.
yeah, I think I saw Scorching Garden yesterday too, and yeah, I think I really like it as well. Just looks a lot more polished, and I don't know. I think we can expect all the maps to get a visual upgrade similar to that, probably in the next couple patches.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the more and more changes that the devs are bringing up. I think the game is gonna look better and better, and if this keeps going, we might get a release very, sooner than we expect.
True.
So,
All right,
Yeah, I agree with that.
so we'll go on to the next section here. So this is just the miscellaneous section. They added an in-game announcement when the Allied tower is being attacked off-screen. And have either of you guys seen that yet?
Yes, it is very helpful. Because before when if you were going to get like backdoor by someone and like you wouldn't really notice it, but now you get a warning. It looks like a red warning when like an enemy kills one of your teammates and it says your tower is under attack. So
Okay,
I
see,
find it
I
very
haven't
helpful.
I hadn't seen it yet, so it's just like a text warning at the top of your screen.
Yes, yes. It looks exactly as if, like I said, as if an enemy killed one of your teammates. Um, and it's like I said, just a red sign, and it reads, "Your tower is under attack." So it helps because you can either go back and say and see what's going on because maybe it's just a minion, right? Like a minion that you're ignoring.
Yeah, so
Um,
what you're saying is that they just this is another hidden nerf to Omega that wasn't actually listed under Omega's changes.
it could be, it could
No,
be.
no, but it is really. I mean, it does sound helpful because it's hard to notice
I
just the
mean,
health going down.
not only Omega, but I mean also like any other champs that can go and backdoor you whenever they want. Like Ron, like because Ron can use her ult and then breach your tower in a second.
Hmm.
So like you could notice it and then go back. Even Bronson, with his movement speed out of combat, he can also try and go back. So you have a chance of saying, okay, I mean, obviously, if your tower is under, like, it's very low on
Yeah.
health,
Is there
you're
an
not.
auditory cue at all as well, or is it just the text at the top? Is there like a
It's
binging
just
sound
the
or
text.
something? Okay.
No, I only saw the text. Otto, I don't know if you saw anything other than the text.
Text. But one thing I don't like about it though is that when silver alt hits it, the text comes out as well. So I find that very distracting. I wonder if they could just do, rather than have it being attacked, instead, like if someone is in the range of the tower, that's when they put the notification. Because I don't want to get a notification every time silver accidentally hits it
Yeah.
from across the map.
I mean, I play silver a lot, and I have to say that I always, I mean, I like 90% of the time, I try to line up to hit all the minion wave and the tower.
No. I'm not saying like
So no,
no.
no, no, no.
My
I
point is
understand.
I don't want the
Yeah.
notification.
No,
No,
that
I
makes
I
I
sense.
know
know.
people are doing it intentionally,
No, I
but I don't
understand
want the
what you
notification.
mean. Like what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say with that is like then what because I try to do it like on purpose, then my enemy team, like the enemy team would be getting this notification all the time. And that's gonna be bothersome for them.
Nice. So yeah, secret buff to silver. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. So the next change was the jump pads had their visuals improved, or well, they have new visuals and they have a little effect when you use them. And yeah, so when I first saw this, I thought they looked kind of out of place because I was on one of the like beach maps, but then when I saw it on Flicker Bloom Cradle, I felt like it fit really well with the aesthetic there. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
So for me, I liked the coloring of the previous jump pads better. I feel like they would always match the aesthetic of any map. Like the colors that they had would match any map because they would have the same coloring as the towers. You know, like the
Mm-hmm.
towers area. Like they have the circles around, and then the jump pads would have that same color of the circles around the towers. So, but now they have like this yellow and purple. I mean, it does help with visuals in the sense that you can tell, like you can see them from far away. Um,
No, I kind
but
of
I'm
have a
not sure.
feeling. I have a feeling that
Hmm.
the maps are going to be changed in a way to fit the jump pads more, and so we're kind of just getting the jump pads preemptively.
Yeah,
Because I think the
maybe,
maps
maybe.
that have changed so far, it seems to me like the colors work together, but yeah, whenever they're placed on those older maps, it looks kind of weird. What do you think, Otto? Oh no, did Otto disconnect again?
No.
Hello.
Hey,
Ha,
hey,
there he
what
is.
do you think of the jump pads, Otto?
Okay. I agree with both of your points. I find that the jump pads that are against you, like moving against you, those look kind of weird. So I like the ones that are going the right way, like the way that you're facing. But when it goes the opposite way, it's kind of scrunched up. It
Yeah,
doesn't
because
look
you're
that nice.
looking at like that angle on the slope or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
That's my
weird. I
only
agree.
critique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Other than
fair.
that,
I
I
mean,
think it's fine. I think it looks good.
for me, it's the coloring, but I do have to say the new animation when you use the jump pad looks really cool.
I haven't focused on that. I have to check it
I
out.
It
know.
just gives you like a little
I guess.
trails like on either side of you, kind of like
Yes, exactly. It's like it's as if you're not really jumping, but you're like transporting yourself from one side to the other. Like it looks. I don't know.
hmm.
I like the effect that it has now.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of the coloring though.
All right, so we can move on to the hero changes now. So there's only one hero that was changed. I'll just go ahead and read through all the changes that Omega got. So now his special recharge requires 8 charges instead of 6. The damage bonus goes to a maximum of plus 75% rather than the plus 100% that it used to be. And that bonus damage from that auto attack from your ultimate doesn't affect towers anymore. The second way he changed is his passive. It used to have a 20% chance on auto attack to make an illusion, but now it's just a 10% chance. And then the third change was that his level 4 talent, which used to give you a faster first revive, was replaced with the one that gives you more vision when you're in a bush. So yeah, Omega took a lot of nerfs this patch. So yeah, what do you think, Otto? What do you think about how Omega stands now? Otto? Maybe try reconnecting.
Hello?
Hey, can hear you now.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Sorry about that.
It's all
Okay.
good.
So I was playing Omega against a level 10 Peter, and level 10 Peter is really good at protecting their own wave. And unless you really get out of Peter's circle, then you can kind of chip at the minions. Because now the special charges goes up to 8 hits instead of 6. It took me almost forever to get my charge up for the ultimate because I was pretty much sewn out of the wave majority of the time. So I literally made one illusion, maybe twice during the game, and it had like literally no impact. So if you're against a Donus or a Peter, Omega doesn't get free hits on the minions, he pretty much can't make illusions. It's very inconsistent. But I think
uh,
certain matchups might be all right, I guess.
Yeah, I think
yeah. I think Omega took a very big hit here. I mean, I do have to say that I agree with the nerf on or the change to his passive. Before, like seriously, like I mean, we're here to 20%. We're talking about one out of every 5 hits, and Omega has a very fast auto attack. So I think reducing it to 10% was a good call. Um, but yeah, like Otto said, if you're against someone that like Peter or Jonas that can zone you out, you're very much dead weight on your team. Um, the other thing that I like is but it's also a big nerf on him, is the bonus damage on his ultimate no longer affects towers, because that was the main or the strongest point that he had for doing backdoors. Like he would do a backdoor all the time, or people would use him to backdoor all the time, because that 100 plus 100% extra on an auto attack to the tower would sometimes mean a 10-12% hit on just one auto attack to the tower. So, I mean, I guess this lowers his possibilities of doing backdoors. And yeah, it's a very big nerf
yeah, I
on
pretty
on it.
much agree with everything you were saying, and I was one of the people that was advocating for Omega nerf because I thought that it felt like he was too strong with. Mostly it was from his passive. The amount of illusions that he made was just like made it so hard to fight just in the laning when you're laning against him.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. That seems like maybe a little overkill with the amount of nerfs he got. The bonus damage
Yeah,
on
yeah,
towers seems like it makes sense to remove that as well. But and his level 4 talent, the one that makes him respawn faster, like I do think that talent is OP, and it's still on silver, and I still think it's kind of OP. But kind of wish they just reworked that talent rather than removing it off Omega. But I don't know. This all these nerfs together. I would used to consider Omega like the best hero in the game, or like maybe the top 2 or 3 heroes in the game. And now I would have to put him like pretty mid or low as far as how I would rank all the heroes. So I think a lot of Omega mains are
yeah.
going to be sad about
No,
this
I agree.
patch, but
Can you
I
hear me right now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think if they just did two of those nerfs, I think it would have been very, very good. Like good nerfs. Like the 10%, like reduced chance to spawn illusion to 10% instead of 20. I think that was very good. And also nerfing the tower attacks, like bonus damage to the tower attacks. And the time warp, I think those three would be like sufficient. Like that would be a good amount. But like nerfing the special charges as well,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was too much. And yeah, I feel like I agree with you, Nick. I feel like he's like a D, like one of the worst heroes in the game now, especially in a 3v3 like Legends game.
Yeah, I haven't really played with him yet, or I never even used to play him, but I can imagine that there's a lot of you feel a lot weaker than you used to feel. And then the other thing I guess we should mention is that with Omega getting worse and probably less people are going to be playing him, that some other heroes get better, like Aerie or Jeanette, people who struggled to with against Omega because of just the mass amounts of illusions that he made. Like we might start seeing more heroes that have those like single target, really powerful ultimates because they won't be hitting illusions and doing nothing as, or you'll just have more opportunities to use them going forward. So we might see a change that way also.
Yeah,
So
I agree. You guys took the words out of my mouth. I was especially gonna say that, like I agree with all of the nerfs that he's getting, but I think the strongest one is definitely like upping the amount of charges that he needs to now use his hold. Um, because if they would have done everything else but that, it wouldn't feel like such a strong nerf. But
mm,
I think that that's the overkill. And I do agree as well that now other champs that used to struggle against him are gonna have a better chance this at least this season. I mean, we have to see what comes next.
Yeah. Right now, I feel like getting before it was super easy to get three illusions. It was like almost always. Now I feel like you'd be lucky to get two illusions. Like if you
Mhm.
get two, or like if you get three, I think that's like
yeah.
very close to
Well, yeah. I
impossible
mean, with
unless
the
you use an item.
10% chance, so like one out of every 10 hits, about you'll get an illusion, and then one out of
Yeah,
every after 8 hits, you can use your ultimate. So like
yeah.
you can
So
probably get two consistently ish,
consistently
but it's
maybe
still
two. Yeah, but three would be pushing it.
uh,
I feel like if they do such nerf, I feel like they can maybe buff illusion health at least to kind of like balance it out a little bit. I
hmm.
don't, or illusion duration. I don't know, but he does feel really useless when I was using him earlier.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Maybe now that he has less chance of spawning illusions, maybe illusions can have a little bit more of health, or maybe not take 100% more damage from all sources,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe only 50% more damage from all sources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that will make it a little bit more fair, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk about other heroes. I feel like we got through a lot. Do you guys think this just an interesting question, but do you think this is a nerf to Pearl?
Just
Oh
because
yes,
yeah, one of her better
this is
matchups
a
goes away.
yeah. Yes, definitely. Because Pearl is very strong against Omega because of I mean, she gets healed for every target that like enemy target that dies within her range. And all those clones will absolutely heal her a lot. So this is an indirect nerf to how much she can counter Omega.
Yeah, and I think maybe Pearl 10 is still going to be really strong. I mean, I haven't seen Pearl 10 really enough to say, but I think, but without the level 10, Pearl seemed really like a pretty niche pick. Um, she didn't fit that many comps, it felt like to me, but if she was always good at like being a pain in the ass to Omega. So don't know. I still think Pearl. If you have the level 10 Pearl, have a feeling she's still going to be really good in the meta. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, wouldn't be a counter pick, right, anymore. So into
Nah.
into Omega, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think I do agree with you, Nick, that like Jeanette is gonna be really strong because right now, kind of so Omega was like the matchup against Bronson. It was their head to head was like I would say 50-50. It was a very close matchup. Now without Omega, Bronson is gonna be a little bit more like a lot stronger in that head to head. Who are assassin players are gonna play Bronson instead of Omega. And Jeanette, fortunately, is pretty good against Bronson as well, in my opinion. So I think Jeanette's gonna be more picked. At least I hope, or I think she will be a little bit more picked.
Yeah, I
What do
think
you
so
guys
too.
think?
Well, I mean, I know I'm personally planning on playing a lot of Jeanette this season, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, other champion that I consider strong, and it's not strong, it's just the CC that he has that offers him a good control over Bronson's tactics is Jonas. Jonas was already a good counter to Omega because of the chain stun.
Mhm.
And now with less clones, um, I feel Jonas is also something that we're probably going to see a lot more this season.
Mhm.
Um, and um, we haven't talked about it, but just as I feel that less clones mean an indirect nerf to Pearl, I feel like it's an indirect buff to ROI 17.
Mm.
Because that means when he ults, there are less targets that he's gonna waste his ult like attacks on.
Less studs.
So
Yeah, I forgot
yeah,
about that one.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, with less targets there, like you have a higher chance of hitting what you really want.
Well, Roy
So
can he can use all the help that he can get, so that's good for him.
no, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think level 10 Roy is very strong because that shield that he gets for and that scales with every charge that he has for his ult, I think is very strong. Like the amount of shield that he gets with all his charges is a significant amount. So I do think also that we're going to be seeing more Roy this season.
Mhm.
Um, and that actually makes me very happy. I always saw potential in him, but
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to find a good matchup for him because I think you need to really know how to play him in order to make him shine.
And
But
I mean, I do definitely think less Omega is really good for him, but still have a hard time seeing him become like a meta pick. But I mean, I hope that he does because he's a fun champion to see around.
yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like maybe with less omegas, people will try to like play something else, and I hope they go and pick Roy because he's just so much fun. I mean, his auto attacks, regular auto attacks, are very strong because he hits hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, his ult sometimes forces the other team to just fall back, even if he wastes all of the charges and doesn't attack anything, you would still see the other team falling back. And I mean, that gives your team an advantage, a sort.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think Roy gets helped with less Omega, and then I'd say Bufo, Arian, and Jeanette all do as well. Are kind of like not having as many clones on the battlefield to hit the hooks with or hit the arrows with. But
Yes,
I don't know,
I
definitely,
agree.
even though there wasn't many balance changes, just having less Omega could really change change up what we see regularly. So it'll be nice.
So I'm not a range player, guys, but I was thinking like, would you feel less threatened knowing that Omega is not that good anymore? Like, do you feel Like, did you guys have a fear when you were you guys playing worried or really back in the fight when you had an Omega on the other team?
I mean, I I'd say so, yeah. Especially with Airy when he can just pop up like under your auto attack range and start hitting you, and you don't have much recourse if you let him do that. But
Right,
I mean, if
right.
I guess if on the flip side, like if every Omega player just starts playing Bronson, then you're still pretty much in the same spot. But I think just in general, we'll just see less of that type of role being played. Um,
Yeah. I feel personally, I'm trying to like think a couple steps ahead in the meta. Like personally, I think because of the Omega nerf, I think range is going to be very popular pick. Um, Especially
Mm-hmm.
Aries and Silvers are going to feel more safe. Now Jeanette as well, they're going to feel very safe. And then the question is like, do you think Roy counters range heroes? Because if Roy does, I can see Roy being a good pick. For me, I think Ron is going to be a good pick because people are going to pick more range, and Bronson's going to good pick because they're picking more range. So that's what I'm thinking. Roy could be a good pick too if it's going to be more of a range meta in my opinion. So
Um, I mean, I see Braun. No, I'm sorry. I see Roy being a counter to Bronson more than to a range champ because I mean, and this is what I feel like. I rather play range champions. So obviously, yes, whenever on the other team I see an Omega or a Bronson, I'm already freaking out. Um, so I feel that if I'm playing silver, let's say, and I have a Roy on my team, my if my teammate ult, he's gonna have a wider range of vision, and he also reveals the bushes. So I will be able to see if a Bronson is coming to try to like you know like come at me from the back through the bushes. So, I mean, and it's gonna be a two versus one. So, like Bronson is gonna, it's not gonna have an upper up, like the upper hand. Sorry.
yeah, I think
But
that is probably an underappreciated part of Roy is that extra vision you get. Because even for
yeah,
me, who
no,
plays Roy
absolutely.
fairly regularly, I don't really think about using it just for the vision. But it definitely does help a lot on, especially on certain maps that are just like single lane maps with bushes on the sides or whatever.
Yes, yes. Like just the one that we were playing earlier today, the Flicker Bloom Cradle. Um, that one is just a straight line, and then you have like two bushes, two big bushes on the side. Like if there's a Bronson that's always going in the bush and trying to like hit you from behind and kill you, if you have a Roy on your team, you're gonna be able to see that he, you have the chance that he auto attacks the Bronson and cancels the movement speed, the passive movement speed. So you have a higher chance of either getting away, like running away, or you just can like between you and Roy, like kill him and just create an advantage for your team. Um, so I don't really see Roy being a counter pick to range heroes, but more of a support for them.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and
maybe that's the way that we're gonna see more Roy this season, just as a support. Like, I mean, for me, Jeanette is not really a carry. I mean, it's hard to carry with Jeanette because she doesn't have that much damage on her ult. She's more of a control or a support champion. And I see Roy being just the same thing. Like, it's a different type of support, but it's also like a support to your range teammates.
mhm,
yeah, and I think yeah,
yeah,
Roy might not like directly counter range, but I think it's just like they're just fine both playing into each other. I don't think either one really cares that much about that matchup. I guess besides Roy doesn't really like seeing Airy because Airy can automatically ult him from like miles away whenever he starts ulting. So that is kind of an annoying thing when playing Roy. But at least against like Silver or Jeanette, I think both Roy and the Silver or Jeanette just don't really care one way or the other playing against each other. At least that's how I feel on those sides of the matchup.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree.
And I'm gonna go through
I
these bug
feel
bug
that.
fixes real
Mhm.
quick, and then we can talk about some more
Sure.
overarching things. So they said fix an issue that caused ranks to be displayed incorrectly while in a party. Fix an issue that would occur when closing the application while collecting something from the shop. Fixed a friends list issue that would occur when disbanding a party. Fixed minor UI issues. Made various improvements to AI behaviors. And I guess the main thing I've noticed from these bug fixes is that now when you're queuing up for a match, that there's a correct page break after the epilepsies. So it doesn't like just. Have you noticed that like when you're queuing for a ranked match, when it says the awaiting time won't like keep shifting because of the amount of seconds left? I don't know if you guys noticed that at all.
Oh yes,
So they
yes.
fixed that, which
I totally disliked the way that it was like just one line and then it kept moving when the numbers were changing. It was, I mean, aesthetically speaking, for me, it was so annoying. And what I don't like about the fixes is the improvements to AI. I wish they would just remove them, honestly. Um, but I mean, I'm aware of the reasons why they can't, but um, we all know. I mean, we've been playing for a long while now. Um, some of us for 10 seasons, and we both know that it doesn't matter how much they improve the AI, it's always going to be hard to carry
no, yeah, we've.
the. I like hard to carry the bots.
I
It's
think
it's hard.
all of us have played games with the AI post patch, and I have not noticed any noticeable improvements at all. So
Yes,
yep.
agreed. Now I do have to say I found that the couple of games I played with Auto before doing this, um, I was having a bug while in a party and trying to send a message. It kicks you out of the chat,
I've got that as well. That happened to me.
and so I think that's something that might be coming from maybe fixing the I don't know, maybe I really don't know how
Yeah.
it's happening. But maybe the friend list issue that they fixed is now creating this issue with the chat while in a
Yeah.
party. I don't know.
Who
It's
knows?
just very strange. And I have a feeling it happens when you are typing in the chat and but someone sends a message. It's like it kicks you out so that you can see the message from that person outside, like in the lobby, instead of the chat box.
Yeah, it is really frustrating.
So
So hopefully that gets fixed in the next
it
week or
is.
something. We don't have to wait a whole season for that. We'll see.
Oh no, I would definitely need to get that fixed. Yes.
Or just talk in Discord. That works.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, definitely.
We're all going to be hopping on
Um,
voice calls for every game now, anyways, so we can get
Yeah.
the elite strategies.
It's more fun anyways.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's why they made Discord, right? So,
mm. so we
yeah,
read through
exactly. Yes.
all the changes in the patch notes. Was there anything like noticeable that you really wish you would have seen on this patch but didn't see for either of you guys?
Bronson
Um,
nerfs. I think everyone's been asking for it.
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, I was gonna let
So,
Otto say it so that he doesn't say that it's me that I'm biased.
So how would you
hey,
like in your ideal world? How would you think Bronson would be nerfed? Like, what do you think would be fair?
so because I'm really, really biased, it shouldn't come from me, but I'll say a couple of things that are really obvious. His shield is pretty. So his shield does tank like a silver shot or silver ult. Like I think maybe decreasing it. I'm not sure how much. Maybe 25%, 50% might be too much. Maybe 25%, that might be good.
Yeah.
In combination, maybe reduce, like people were asking for reduction in the alt damage. I think that maybe it's,
And do you think
I'm really,
he has like the
yeah, I don't
fastest
know.
charging ultimate in the game? Do you think that's fine with the 5 attacks for the ultimate, or do you think like there's room to
I
push that up
think
to
six,
6?
I think changing it to 6 would be okay, but definitely not 8. I think
Yeah.
8 would be too
Let's
fast.
not push it to 8 right away. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking just main thing was reducing the shield amount. I was thinking even maybe just 20%. Like I don't think it's like crazy high, but somewhere between like 20 and 30% reduction to that amount seems fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
Yeah.
maybe increasing the ult charges by 1. But
Because right now silver all like does 0 damage. I think, I mean, if you have the shield on, it does like 0 actual health damage. I feel like if it's reduced by maybe 30%, I think that would be pretty good, pretty fair. In combination to the, you know, less more attack it requires to charge the ult, I think that should be enough. That would for sure decrease the tankiness and maybe a little bit of the damage. But I don't want. I really don't like the way that they nerfed Omega. If they did that for Bronson as well,
yeah, I'm a little
I
scared that
think
they'll just take the hammer and smash Bronson to pieces, but we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see what
they
happens.
have to.
Okay, I guess the other thing I want to note with Omega, like at
I
least if
want
we're
to see
gonna
a
nerf
buff.
him this, nerf Omega this much, make his level 10 better. I mean, because level 10 is so boring and doesn't do very much. Like if you're gonna take all this away from him, why don't we improve his level 10? Uh,
He, yeah, I don't know how, but we definitely need to see more buffs from Omega now. They've
mm,
over nerfed him, and I don't see him in any type of like competitive play.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And talking about Bronson, I mean, I don't feel that his shield is too OP. Um, I feel that it's just a matter of CC. Like, don't let him do anything, and he won't be able to pop off that shield. Um, I agree that I have always felt that his ultimate charges too quickly. That instead of 5 hits, it should be 6. I mean, they already changed that for silver, so it's only fair that they do the same to Bronson. Um, but other than that, I mean, his damage, yes, is very, very high, but then again, that's his strong point. So taking damage away from him, it's making him useless in my opinion because he doesn't have that much health to begin with.
I wouldn't really like to see his
Um,
damage be nerfed either. But
no, no. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't like playing against the Bronson. I mean, especially if it's Auto or other good, very good Bronson players that we have. Um, but I feel that Bronson is the type of champion that you just have to outsmart him in order to win. And the solution is stay close to your minions and, like just don't isolate yourself because then he's gonna kill you easily.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, maybe a little nerf, but I would say a small nerf to the shield. I would say 30% is too much. I would say maybe at 10, 20 tops. And then, yes, most definitely, I agree on the charges needed to have his ultimate ability.
all right. So any other changes that you guys were hoping to see here but didn't? I think one obvious one for probably everyone is just wishing we had more heroes or items so we had more content to play with. But I think they also probably had their Christmas
Um,
break during this 2 months, so maybe they didn't have enough time to put
yeah,
something like that together.
yes. I mean, for items, I I'm I'm okay with what we have right now. I'm not expecting anything new. Um, I particularly hate Auric Ale. Like I don't like it. I try to not use it. So I wish it would get deleted from the game. I don't know. Like I've never liked that people depend on it to win every time. It's like it's so meta that it pisses me off. Um,
Yeah,
so if
we
so
have
if
games
anything,
where
hmm?
it's like six. We have games where it's like six Auric shields like in one team fight. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's I dislike that type of games. Like I'm not. I even like for the past. I have to say for the past 5 seasons or so, I haven't used it. Like I used it today, and I was like, wow, this is how using it feels like again. um,
So I mean,
but yeah, I mean,
I doubt they're
I
gonna
don't like
delete.
it.
I doubt they'll delete the item, but like, do you think like taking 1 second off the duration or something would be enough, or for you to?
Yeah, maybe, or maybe not making a you're invulnerable, but maybe you take less damage.
Hmm,
You know, like maybe you take I don't know, 80% less damage for 4 seconds.
could be
Does not
interesting.
make you. I
So
mean,
then
that would totally
you'd still
change.
be affected by stuns and stuff though, which is or stuns and slows and things like that, which is kind of a big reason why it's good too though. So I don't know. I kind of like there being a type of counter item for those heavy crowd control abilities. So I don't know if I'd want it to just be a damage reduction.
Yeah, I mean, I what the only thing that I don't like about the item is the fact that yeah, like I said, like I hate that sometimes it's like it's a team fight and then you see six Aurics being popped.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what are we doing? I
Then
mean, we're not doing anything
if like
here.
one team has two Oryx and the other team doesn't have any Oryx, then they can just like force a fight
Yeah,
with the Oryx, and then you'll lose the team fight.
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
But
It's an item that sadly, if you're not using it, it's like you're destined to lose. And like an item shouldn't be that OP. Like it, like I don't know, like why does everyone have to pick it?
yeah.
I mean, I know it's strong. Don't get me wrong. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
people are
that
playing to win, and I can't blame anyone for trying to play the
no,
strongest
yeah,
thing. But
no. I
yeah,
don't know. I know. Like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is just like I wish that item was not that OP so that you could pick
yeah.
different items and still have the same chance
And
of
I feel
winning.
like they shouldn't nerf the cooldown either because it's still going to be the same problem. It'll just be less frequent. So I think the effect should be
Totally.
maybe nerfed in some way. Probably just duration. Like to me, I think just nerfing the duration would be fine, probably, but it's gonna be hard to find a good
No,
balance.
or maybe I mean maybe yes, you're immune to CC, but you do take damage. Like you take 80% less damage, but you still take a little bit of damage
Hmm.
How about
because that
CC?
at
You said
least
what would you do to CC?
no, you would still be immune to CC. Like you
Okay.
can't get stunned or slowed, but you would take 80% reduced damage instead of just being completely immune to everything.
Yeah, that could be
Mm-hmm.
pretty fair change.
Yeah, that's okay. Like the reason why well, I use Auric because well, I'm an assassin, right? So I need to engage with the Auric. If every time I go in and don't use alt, then I can never initiate, I can never attack. So Auric gives you that opportunity, and then the range use Auric as a counter diving item, right? So if they do take out Auric, I'm okay with that, but they have to reduce the CC times.
No, yeah,
Or
I don't. I'm not okay with them taking out Orc because I don't know. It seems too important for to make it so that diving characters can actually function. But
yeah, diving characters can't function without Auric. Like how can
Yeah,
I
and that's
engage
what I
against
mean.
or Airy, right? It's almost impossible.
hmm.
That's what I mean. Like, Auric has
It's
become
just
an
it's shorter.
item
I
that,
agree that it's shorter. It's 4 seconds to engage on an Airy is unnecessary. I just need 2 seconds. Like land my ult, and then I can, finish her off. I don't need 4 seconds of it,
Mm,
right? So I think the duration could be nerfed.
yeah.
I agree with that.
But the Airy does need 4 seconds to get away from you if he wants to survive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's I mean it's a I don't like the item. I do see the utility of it, but it's it's just something like I think we could have a whole night discussing it.
Okay.
So
All right, we can move
let's
on
just
to
let's just jump into something else.
okay. Well, the next stuff I kind of wanted to talk about was the talent system, and more specifically like level 10 abilities that we think are either too weak or too strong. I guess we already kind of talked about Bronson, but is there any other level 10s that stick out to you guys that like you think should
Mm,
be adjusted?
I think Donus is level 10 could be adjusted. Because right now, he can pretty much wipe out the entire team, right? The ult, and then you get your full charge of the auto attack, and then you can ult again, and then full charge of the auto attack, right? That can, yeah,
Well, the
like I'm
auto
pretty sure you can wipe out a team for
the way
that.
that Donus's level 10 works is like for each champion or with each hero it hits, it gets one charge of the auto attack.
Yeah,
So max it can only get three
yeah,
if you hit three heroes with the bounces. So I don't know. To me, like,
yeah.
it doesn't
So,
seem too OP to me, but I'm not the one that plays melee champions that get hosed by Donus every match. So
um, I don't see it OP. Like I feel it's okay. Um, yes, I mean absolutely for a melee champion it's going to be hard. But I mean, once again, if it's only you, that means Jonas is only getting one charge of his passive auto attack, which is not really that impactful
I
because
mean,
um,
it
mhm,
counters grouping, right? The biggest problem is that it counters uh, grouping, and if you're not in voice chat, it's really hard to coordinate a three-pronged attack on a character who has like who prevents you from grouping. Like if you have a Peter, and that's why Peter and Donus is really good. Unless you are a legend player and you have like attacking instinct, right? The only time where I feel like it works. And Bronson's move speed is able to follow up on certain attacks really well, so that works as
yeah,
well. But
but that's more of an issue with Donus in general, not his level 10. Just like that type of
yeah,
team fight
I
potential that
agree.
it has.
I
oh, okay,
agree. I
yeah.
mean, Jonas in general counters teaming up.
I guess I'm
Like
focused on Donus in particular, not so much the talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
so, yeah. I think the Bronson HQ is mad at Jonas.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
As the range player, I have no problem with Donus, but he does seem very meta, and that the Donus Peter comp is probably the strongest core for
It's
all the
too
the team
strong. It's
comps right
too
now.
strong.
So
I
and
have to
and
say,
you have to have silver in that group too, because yeah, silver provides you all the damage and splash damage and wave clear too, and Donus protects silver very well. Peter Donus even, right?
yeah, and
So
Peter
yeah,
level 10
I
protects
agree.
silver more as well. So
yeah,
it's
Yes,
so
I
impossible to
agree.
that's
dive
a
the
perfect
silver, and
comp.
then yeah, yeah.
Silver's untouchable here with that combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other level 10s, I
Um.
really want to see Ares level 10 buffed because it seems fairly useless right now. I didn't
Mhm.
realize
Yeah. Same.
it works on Donus illusion, or not Donus illusion. It works on Omega illusions, which I didn't know until Tone figured that out, which is actually pretty interesting, nice utility for it. But it's so niche and situational that I really hope that it gets
I
improved
agree. No, I
sometime.
agree.
And
I
we
feel like Jeanette's level 10 also needs to be changed. Like really that oh you regen health while standing in grass is like I mean to me it's just
the one thing
Do
I'll
you
say,
have
like
level 10?
I don't know.
I have level 10 Jeanette, and the regen is super minimal and very rarely
Mm.
impactful. But
Like
The
her health bar is very, very low, so
but
Exactly.
if you're
the
taking
Like
damage,
she,
you're gonna die anyways. That that
what I
little
want to
bit of
say
healing is
though
not gonna help
about
you.
like the Jeanette's thematic, like theme as a character is so on point. She has the extra bush vision. Well, she's a plant first of all. She gets the extra bush vision at level 4, which thematically makes sense for a plant. And then she gets more regeneration when she's in a bush, which is like, all makes sense for being like a
yes. I
flower
mean, I guess
character.
it
So
makes sense. I guess it makes sense, but I mean, it's not really beneficial because,
Hey,
like Otto said,
I want her to get +1 range while in bush. I think that would be way better.
that would be interesting.
yes, exactly. Like that would be better. Or I don't know, like you passively get, I don't know, ult charges while standing in bush, but you have to be standing still.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that would be better than just health regen. Like she doesn't have a really huge health bar anyways, so
yeah. Like I never.
I just
It takes
don't see
like
it.
It
literally 4. It takes so little ticks to get her to full health, right?
Right,
uh,
right. So yeah, no, like I agree.
Yeah, that doesn't
And
really make sense. Yeah.
the other one is would be Buffo. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I feel that the health regen that he gets.
Maybe get a shield instead. Hey, actually, yeah, if he gets a shield or a permanent shield after he can poke someone, or even a partial
no,
shield,
to me, I think like
I
the
that may
problem
be
with
helpful.
buffos, I don't think you should have to actually land the hook to get the heal or the shield or whatever. I think as long as you activate the ult, you should get it. Just like similar to the way pearls worked, because
Yes,
like it's
exactly. Yeah.
becomes it's
Very
already like
inconsistent.
you have to hit it to get any effect, which you should be hitting your ults hopefully 50% plus of the time, but it just when I compare
Yeah,
it
but
against
it's
what
not that
Pearl's ult
easy.
Pearl's level 10 does, it just seems so useless because it's less heal and
Yes.
there's a chance of missing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, out of the three tanks, Buffo, like, I feel Buffo is the most weak in the sense that he doesn't have as much HP as Peter or Pearl have late game.
Mhm.
And now he's level 10 is not
I
really
know.
that
I
beneficial to him.
I still
Like
think
Peter level 10, we all know it's super OP. Pearl's level 10, giving her a 25% health regen on an auto attack after casting her ult is super OP. But then for Buffo, you only get 15% health, like heal, but
Mhm.
you have to land your ultimate. Like you
There is.
actually have to
Mhm.
land. Like it's unfair.
There is a scenario where it benefits him, and that's if you're like solo fighting someone. Because
Yes.
if you guys exchanging damage, I mean exchanging attacks really quickly, and you get a heal for your ult, and you're not gonna miss, right? If you're 1v1ing, right?
yeah.
So
Yes, exactly. Yes.
No,
that would be
I do
the only
think there
scenario.
it does have some use. It's just if you're comparing the numbers with for that ult against like the other level 10s available, that I don't know, it just seems weak
Yeah,
when you're
there's
comparing them
no
all. But
there's no competition. What Pearl is 25%? How much of
yeah.
her health?
Correct.
I guess we should also mention Pearl's ult takes a lot longer to charge as well, but you also don't
Oh
have to hit
yes.
your target.
Yes.
So, I mean, and
Yeah,
also
you really need Turbine.
Pearl's ult also resets her auto attack, so you get extra damage from that too. It's like how
Oh,
Mhm.
at the end of
interesting.
Ron's attack, you get an instant attack. You get an instant attack with Pearl too.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that.
or at least that's how it's worded. So I haven't actually played with it, but as far as the wording goes, I'm pretty sure that's how it should work.
Okay, I thought there
Yeah.
was an AOE or something. AOE damage around her, but I guess that's a wrong. Yeah, I really have to.
Um.
We have to get Pearl.
Yeah,
We got
I
ten
have,
thousand
I mean,
dollars.
the
We got
wording.
10,000 gold. We should use it on Pearl. Maybe one of us should do it.
I spent my 10,000 gold upgrading Nimbus boots to level 5, so instead of upgrading a champion. I know, call me
That's what you
I
insane,
did,
but
or you
haven't.
are going to?
no, I already did earlier today.
Oh my god.
I don't really care
Oh
about
my.
playing that many champions. I'll just stick to. my range champions I play.
Weren't you the one who told me to play every single champion?
Maybe. I was wanting to upgrade Pearl, but it's 12,000 gold plus all the other levels leading up to it. I wasn't gonna. I don't really have any incentive to open boxes when there's nothing to pull, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till I can
So
open
let's
boxes
go
again.
over. Let's go over. I guess what's the most impactful thing from this patch? Like you would before we wrap it up.
Well,
Or what do you what are some comps that you were really excited to run, or like something you're gonna do for this patch only?
well, I think we'll see a
Any?
lot of Peter Donis all patch long for the people who are doing or trioing. But for myself, I don't know. I kind of just want to play more Jeanette more than the other characters, just because it's more that I just
Yeah, I
personally
think
want to play
it's
Jeanette,
gonna
but
be
also
great.
having less Omegas around really is nice for Jeanette too. So I think she'll be pretty fun to play. And I only pretty much play in teams, so I don't have to worry about. I'll find someone to be the carry, so I can be the support Jeanette because it's hard to solo with her. But
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have an easier time with less Omega, I feel, for all of us, since we're not really Omega players.
Yeah, I agree. I feel this season is gonna have a lot of Peter tens.
Mm-hmm.
Um and also all Peter I feel like all Peters are gonna be teamed up with Adonis because of all the
Mm-hmm.
CC that combination offers. So I think that's what the meta is gonna be this season. It's just gonna be a lot of Peters and Donuses working together.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. From our conversation, I'm very excited to try Silver, Roy, and maybe another tank. I think Roy 10 is gonna be amazing with the Omega, and the fact that like you said, it counters Bronson pretty well, like prevents all ambushes. I think that's gonna be pretty fun to
Oh,
test out.
yeah, maybe.
I'm excited. I like if Nick wants to try that out right now, I would say I am in. I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
totally in for
I
that.
think
Like
after this call, I
I
actually have to eat dinner still, so I'm probably gonna do that first. But
All
Aw.
right.
yeah.
Well,
And also, hey, Otto,
let's
you
wrap
should
up. I think we went over a lot of points.
yeah, Otto, you should upgrade your Pearl to level 10 so you could be the third in the comp with Paula playing
Pearl,
silver.
Yes,
Roy, and a silver, right?
Yeah, with Pearl 10.
yeah.
Should be good.
Sounds good. All right, let's try it.
All right. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. I'm not even sure how long this went. It seemed like maybe like an hour, but yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed. And
Was fun. Thanks for having us.
yeah, be sure to
Yes,
like and
it was so
subscribe.
fun.
And yeah, we'll
Yes.
see you next time for another roundtable discussion.
Yep. In a month, guys. See ya.